Right now, someone across the world is having the exact same reaction you had to that text message, and it's not a coincidence. What if the way you see things creates ripples you never knew existed? Here's what we're exploring today. When you look at anything, a person, situation, or object, your way of seeing it affects not just you, but creates shared effects that ripple outward to others. It's recognizing that our perception isn't private. It's part of a connected web where minds are joined, and how we see directly impacts the collective human experience. Think about this for a moment. You walk into work on Monday morning. Sarah's already there, coffee in hand, staring at her computer screen. She glances up as Mark walks in late, again. Her jaw tightens, her fingers pause on the keyboard. And in that moment, something invisible happens. Sarah's mind starts broadcasting, not with words or sounds, but with something more fundamental. Her irritation, her judgment, her story about Mark being inconsiderate. It's all transmitting on a frequency that other minds can pick up. She doesn't know it, but she's just added static to the shared airwaves of human consciousness. We've all been Sarah. We've all been the ones broadcasting our interpretations without realizing it. Think about your last difficult interaction. Maybe it was that driver who cut you off. Maybe it was your partner leaving dishes in the sink again. Maybe it was your boss sending another late-night email. In each of these moments, your mind becomes like a radio tower, sending out signals on whatever frequency you're tuned to. Anger, frustration, fear, judgment. And here's the part that changes everything. These aren't private thoughts contained safely in your skull. They're transmissions affecting the shared field of human experience. Let me take you deeper into Sarah's morning. As she sits there, broadcasting irritation about Mark, something interesting happens. Tom, working 2 desks over, starts feeling agitated. He doesn't know why. He was fine 5 minutes ago. Now he's scrolling through emails with a shorter fuse, ready to fire off responses he'll regret later. Meanwhile, Mark, the object of Sarah's broadcast, walks to his desk feeling heavier than he did in the parking lot. He can't name it, but there's a weight in the room. He assumes it's just Monday, or maybe it's the difficult news he got over the weekend about his mother's health. He doesn't realize he's picking up Sarah's signal, adding his own static to it. This is where it gets uncomfortable, because once you see this pattern, you can't unsee it. You start to feel the weight of your perception in a completely new way. That casual judgment you made about your neighbor's parenting. That eye roll when your coworker shared another story about their weekend. That internal commentary running while your friend vents about their problems. None of it stays contained. Your angry interpretation of someone's behavior doesn't just hurt you, it adds to the pool of judgment that everyone draws from. There's both sobering accountability and profound connection in knowing your way of seeing matters beyond yourself. I remember the first time this really landed for me. I was in a grocery store, already running late, already stressed. The person in front of me had what seemed like 100 items in the express lane. I could feel my whole body tighten. My mind started its broadcast: selfish, inconsiderate. Probably does this all the time. Then I noticed the cashier's energy shift. She'd been cheerful with the previous customer. Now her movements became sharper, less patient. The bagger started working faster, almost aggressively. Even the elderly woman behind me seemed to grow more agitated, sighing loudly. The person with all the items. They started fumbling with their wallet, dropping their credit card, apologizing repeatedly. The whole checkout area had become a stress pocket, and I could feel how my broadcast had contributed to it. But here's where the story shifts. Because in that moment of recognition, something else became possible. Sarah, sitting at her desk, suddenly catches herself mid-broadcast. Maybe it's something in Mark's slumped shoulders. Maybe it's the way he's staring at his phone like it contains bad news. Whatever it is. She pauses. What if Mark isn't being inconsiderate? What if he's struggling? What if the story she's been telling herself, and broadcasting to everyone, isn't the only story? In that pause, she can almost feel the frequency change. The harsh static of judgment softens into something else. Curiosity, maybe even concern. She doesn't have to know what's going on with Mark to stop adding to the weight he's carrying. She just has to be willing to see differently. And here's what's remarkable. Tom, 2 desks over, finds his shoulders dropping. The agitation that came from nowhere starts to fade. He rereads that email draft and decides to delete it. Start fresh. Mark looks up from his phone and catches Sarah's eye. She offers a small nod, not pity, not judgment, just acknowledgement. Human to human. The whole office hasn't transformed, but in their corner of it, the frequency has shifted. The broadcast has changed from static to something clearer. So what does this mean for you? Right now? Today? It means that every interaction becomes an opportunity to check your broadcast. When you walk into that meeting and see the person who always challenges your ideas, what frequency are you transmitting on? When you get home and notice the mess that wasn't cleaned up, what signal are you sending out? This isn't about forcing positivity or pretending problems don't exist. Sarah doesn't have to pretend Mark being late doesn't affect the team. But she can choose whether to broadcast judgment or curiosity. She can choose whether to add static or clarity to the shared field. Think about your next interaction. Maybe it's an email you're about to open. Maybe it's a conversation you've been dreading. Maybe it's just passing someone in the hallway. What if you could feel the radio tower of your mind? Sense what frequency you're on. What if you could consciously choose what you're broadcasting? Because here's the profound truth hiding in plain sight. Minds aren't as separate as we think they are. We're all tuned into the same shared field, picking up each other's signals, adding our own frequencies to the mix. Your way of seeing that person isn't neutral. It's not private. It's part of the collective broadcast that we're all swimming in. The relief comes when you realize you're not responsible for controlling your every thought. You're human. You're going to have reactions, judgments, frustrations. The shift happens when you remember you have a choice about what frequency you sustain, what signal you amplify. Sarah doesn't know that her moment of shifting from judgment to curiosity affected Tom's decision not to send that harsh email. Tom doesn't know his calmer energy helped the intern feel safe enough to ask for help with a problem she'd been hiding. The intern doesn't know that getting that problem solved prevented a cascade of issues that would have stressed the whole team. This is how the world actually changes. Not through grand gestures or perfect people, but through moments of catching yourself mid-broadcast and choosing a different frequency. Through recognizing that your perception ripples outward in ways you'll never fully track. Every time you look at someone with genuine curiosity instead of judgment, you're not just changing your experience. You're changing the shared field. You're making it easier for someone else, somewhere else, to choose curiosity too. Every time you catch yourself broadcasting fear and choose to tune into something steadier, you're steadying the collective frequency. This isn't metaphorical. This is the mechanics of how minds connect, how perception spreads, how the emotional weather of our shared spaces gets created. You're not alone in experiencing the effects of how you see. None of us are. And maybe that's the most liberating thing of all. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to monitor every thought. You just have to remember that you're always broadcasting something. And in any moment, you can check the dial and adjust the frequency. The next time you walk into a room, the next time you see that person who triggers you, the next time you're stuck in traffic or waiting in line or reading the news, remember the radio tower. Feel what you're broadcasting, and know that in that simple act of awareness, you've already started to change the signal. Because when enough of us remember that minds are joined, that perception is shared, that how we see each other matters beyond ourselves, that's when the static starts to clear. That's when the collective broadcast shifts from fear to something clearer. That's when we start to discover what's possible when we're conscious of the frequencies we're choosing. You're not alone in this. We're all in it together, broadcasting and receiving, affecting and being affected. And in each moment, with each person, with each choice to see differently, we're tuning the world to a clearer signal. If this felt grounding, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. No rush. Just a gentle way to stay connected as we continue. Let's find a comfortable position. Your body knows how to settle. Just let it. Take a breath that feels good. Not forced, just natural. Notice where you are right now. The surface supporting you, the temperature of the air, the quality of light behind your closed eyes. Now bring to mind someone you saw today. Anyone. Just let a face arise. Notice what happens in your body when you think of them. No judgment. Just notice. Is there tightness? Warmth? Neutrality? Whatever you find is okay. Now imagine that your perception of this person is like a radio signal. You're broadcasting something right now, even in memory. What frequency are you on? Again, no judgment. Just gentle awareness. If you notice static, judgment, irritation, fear, that's okay. You're human. Take another breath. Now see if you can soften the signal, not forcing positivity. Just softening, like adjusting the dial on an old radio until the static clears. What would it feel like to broadcast curiosity toward this person? To transmit the signal of, I wonder what your story is. Feel that shift in your body. The loosening. The space that opens. You're not trying to like them. You're not pretending anything. You're just choosing a clearer frequency. Notice how your breathing changes when you broadcast curiosity instead of judgment. Now expand your awareness. Sense how this clearer signal might ripple outward, touching other minds, creating space for others to soften too. You don't need to track where it goes. Just know that it matters. Rest here for a moment. Broadcasting gently. Nothing to fix, nothing to force. Just you, choosing your frequency. Moment by moment, when you're ready, take a deeper breath. Feel your body here. Now, carry this awareness with you. The next person you see, you'll remember, you're always broadcasting something. And in remembering, you've already begun to choose. Open your eyes when it feels right. No rush. The world is waiting for your clearer signal. Thank you for practicing with us today. If you'd like, there's a link to a free digital copy of ACIM in the description. And if this video resonated with you, please comment. I am grateful. Thank you for being here, for taking this time to explore how deeply connected we all are. As you go back into your day, remember, you're always broadcasting something. Be gentle with yourself as you notice. Each moment of awareness is already changing the signal. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.